Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. I just got home from work and today I'm going to be installing a adjustable fuel pressure regulator in Scarlett here. She's been giving me some weird issue with misfiring under boost. I've tried plugs, I've tried wires, I've tried injectors, and I've tried regapping the plugs and everything, and the only thing I could think of is it has a Walbro 255 fuel pump in it, and it's just overrunning the regulator. So over the years, reading online that if you put a Walbro 255 fuel pump in a DSM, you need to upgrade the fuel pressure regulator. So I've always kind of been skeptical on that because I've had luck with stock regulator on an aftermarket pump to a certain point. With Sapphire, and I eventually just upgraded the regulator anyway because I was planning on doing more things. But this car, I didn't really plan on doing anything crazy. It's just a 14B, you know. I'm running maybe like 15 pounds of boost. It actually spikes like 20, but it tapers down to 15. So I didn't really plan on going all crazy, but it's getting to the point where I can't even go wide open throttle really without it breaking up. So I don't know if this will fix it. I'm hoping it does, but at the very least, you guys will see how to install a fuel pressure regulator. All right, let's get this old girl fired up and in the garage. Hopefully the battery's not dead. I've been having an issue with that the past couple days. It should be good because I did charge it, but you never know. Fired right up. That's what you want. I don't want to let this thing get too hot because I'm going to be working in the engine bay and with fuel and all that, and I'd rather it just not be too warm, you know. Set up here. Alright, so first things first, I'm gonna open up the fuel door and loosen the cap. That way, hopefully it alleviates any pressure in the system. And then secondly, I'm going to disconnect the fuel feed line, which is right here, two 10mm bolts. And that'll take out the rest of the pressure in the system. Pop the gas door. Okay, so 10mm ratchet. Okay, so now that that's done, you come over here to the outlet side. Okay, here's your stock fuel pressure regulator. You have your vacuum line two 10mm bolts, and your return line here. So I'm going to disconnect the return line and the vacuum line, then I'll take the 10mm bolts out. No. Oh no, that's not good. Well, I think I might have had bigger problems. My whole fuel rail's fucking loose. How the hell? That's crazy. Okay, now the stock regulator's off. I'm going to put this adapter piece on with a 8AN, I believe. Might be 6. Can't remember. Fitting on one side so I can hook up the stainless steel braided lines of the fuel pressure regulator. So I like to put a little bit of grease on the O-ring to make sure it slides in there nice and easy and doesn't get pinched or torn. That'll create a fuel leak as well. So you just kind of wiggle her a little bit. Until you feel it just pop in. And then reinstall the two 10mm bolts. Okay, so now we need to figure out where we're going to mount our fuel pressure regulator. Somewhere on the firewall, typically. Within easy reach of our return line, which goes on the bottom here, and this line here would be the feed to the regulator. It goes to that fitting that I just showed you. So I'm going to try and find a mounting solution, and I'll show you guys what I come up with. Okay, so after a lot of cursing and throwing shit, I finally figured out where the only place I could really put the fuel pressure regulator with the fuel line that I had to work with, and the amount of shit in my engine bay. It's kind of hard, but I refuse to delete AC and power steering on this car, so it is what it is. But I got it mounted, and the only thing left to do is hook up the fuel feed line. So, not ideal. I've got the line routed around the clutch fluid reservoir, which I'm not really a fan of, but for now that's all I could do. Once I get another fuel pressure regulator and some line, I'll probably mount it somewhere over on that side, just because it's more convenient, I guess. There's a lot more room over there, and there's not much of that at all in this engine bay right now. This fuel pressure regulator I borrowed off of AJ. It's actually from Poison Ivy, so it does have to go back to him. Just basically using it as a diagnostic tool for my wide open throttle issue. So let me get this feed line hooked up, and we'll set fuel pressure and see how she runs. Okay, so I went ahead and cranked the car over with the PTU unplugged to make sure that there was no leaks in the fuel system. So we're all good. Now we're going to start it, let it idle, unplug the vacuum line, and see what the base fuel pressure is reading. We want to get to about 43.5 psi. And then as the boost increases 1 psi, the fuel pressure should raise 1 psi. That would be a 1-to-1 ratio. So let's go ahead and start it up and see what the fuel pressure is at. off of AJ's car, so it should have already been set up for 43.5 psi. We'll take it for a ride and see how she does. Hopefully I'm able to maintain wide open throttle under boost with no misfire issues. So I'm gonna go take it for a ride and do a couple pulls, and we'll see how it does. I'll report back. Jesus Christ, buddy. My issue. These guys out here pretending they're actually gonna fucking work on something today. As you can tell, these roads around here are absolute dog shit. Alright, so clearly that wasn't my issue. So back to the drawing board. But if you guys have any suggestions or input on the matter, love to hear it. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.